Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, your guide to a clearer perspective. I have a message for Virgo today. This is your abundant and beneficial message from the universe. I will continue to channel with my guides as we go through your message. So Virgo, a lot of mental conflict this week. Let's go ahead straight in with the cards. The universe is handing you the Princess of Swords. So you are being confronted with this energy, and I'm using the word confronted for a certain reason because we've got you reacting with the Five of Swords. So already right off the bat, there's a conflict with the way that you are choosing to see a certain situation. And this Princess of Swords is talking to me about, it's tricky, this card. She has sort of an intention, but yet she doesn't have any intention of following through with the intention. So she wants to do something, she thinks she needs to do something, but there's no action actually happening because she might change her mind. And I feel like this may be something that's happening outside of you. This may be someone you're interacting with rather than a conflict within you. Because this Five of Swords next, you're taking this action a little bit personally. You're feeling like someone is taking advantage or taking something from you, but really it's the universe trying to teach you about intention and what it means to have no conflict in your intention. When there's a conflicted intention, there is going to be something, it's going to come at some kind of cost. It's going to come at an opportunity cost to one or both sides. This is a really, it's not a fun lesson to stomach, I have to say, but something can look like a pure intention, something can seem like a pure intention, but actually it's not. Case in point, I was giving a reading for someone yesterday, and we were talking socially afterwards, and she talked about someone who called, and this was someone like an acquaintance, and the acquaintance, she were talking, and they're just talking and talking and talking for an hour, and at the end of the call she says, "Oh, it was great to hear from you. It was so refreshing just to talk with someone and for them not to want something from me." And then the person on the other line says, "Well, actually, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about. I did have a product I wanted to tell you about, but we'll save that for next time." So you see, it seemed like the intention was one thing, but it was actually another. So, even though it seems to be coming at your expense, there's something to learn from this. And so let's go straight into the rest of your cards. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Seven of Cups, and we've got the Judgment. And I'm calling it Judgment, even though it's the Rebirth card, because I just keep getting the word judgment. And in other decks, this is the Judgment card. So this is about taking a realistic view of the people and their appearances. This is really about seeing a lot more sharply, not being blindsided by who they are, realistically looking at what's going on with them. So whenever we're talking about this energy, there may be some pictures of them that you may have to shed. You may have an ideal or an idea of someone as having all of these wonderful and positive and glowing and gorgeous attributes. And that may be true, but that may not be their essence. That may not be where they're coming from. And so you have to kind of leave your fantasy world a little bit. You have to leave these relationships, these views, and these emotions about people that may not be real. This Queen of Pentacles is asking you to put your feet on the ground. You literally see that feet on the ground, right? To put your feet on the ground, be grounded, be earthy, and be realistic. And look at what you're actually seeing, not the ideal you want to see, or not the facade that someone wears. The spiritual path is full of all of these kind of surprise, like someone pulls off a mask, or someone has put on a mask and you don't know. Things just are not what they seem. It's very rare that you can take someone or something at face value. So this is really allowing you the chance to go much deeper and to see a lot farther beyond your own desire to see something a certain way. That's usually what clouds our judgment, is that we want to see someone a certain way for our own purposes. So either we want a leader, or we want a mother, or we want a comforter, or we want to see someone as helpless, because we then know how to react. We know that we can follow leaders. We know that if someone's a mother, they will take care of us. We know that if someone is helpless, we will take care of them. We need them to be a certain way so that we know who to be. But that has nothing to do with who they actually are, and you're going to miss a lot of information, and you're going to find a lot of mental confusion. Those two cards we talked about in the beginning, if you don't have all of these facts straight. And this judgment card at the end, it asks you to look in black and white, and look, we have two rabbits, and they're facing the same direction. They're trying to go into this grounded Queen of Pentacles. So this is saying there will be a fertility and abundance of information for you, that you can make better decisions, that you can understand people's intents better when you look at things a lot more glaringly. There's no hiding in the Judgment Day. That's part of the reason why this figure is naked. The past and the future, the good and the bad, everything is seen. You know, in the Bible, and I'm not trying to put forward any kind of religion, I'm just telling you where the symbolism comes from. In the Bible, the day of judgment is when the souls come up literally to be judged. The good ones go up, the bad ones go down. And a metaphor for us is that it's the positive and negative sides of us, our strengths and our flaws, the parts of us that are connected to Source and the parts of us that try to disconnect us from Source. You see all of it. And the funny thing is, you see it all without judgment. Actually, when it's all laid out in front of you, you're just seeing, oh my God, that was that. It's a much more objective procedure, which procedure sounds so clinical, which leads me to the next card, the Justice card. This is asking you to look at things from an unobjective, non-emotional perspective. I mean, she is justice personified, right? And justice does what is fair. Justice sees what is true, and justice knows what's right. So there's no emotional component to this. There's no, well, but they're my friend, or they're my family member, or but if I do this, then they'll be upset. There's none of that. It's just right and wrong. It's just really, I mean, it's that blunt. So in a nutshell, your advice is be objective. Look at the good and bad. Look at everything, and look at it without any kind of, look at it dispassionately. Look at everything with neutrality. But understand when you're getting in the way of your own perception of what you're needing to see and what you want to see versus what you're actually seeing. So questions, please reach out. If you don't have questions, you know I always love to hear from you anyway. Also want to let you know that this is the last call for the solstice readings. I'm leaving them up for about another week. These are specially designed readings. I did a whole new spread. It's a different price. It's a special price. And really powerful and empowering wisdom and knowledge tends to be coming out of these readings, very cathartic as well. So if you're looking for something, or you know someone and you haven't signed up yet, please check out in the description below. There's a direct link to more information. So either way, I look forward to seeing you next week on True Guidance Tarot, and I wish you an amazing week.